Why is there two brides? Oh! Shut the front door. Oh, this is so awkward. Oh. Yeah, I'd be, yep.
I'd be so happy to be the new wife though.
I honestly would have kicked her in the face. Why is this new wife not doing anything? I would boot her in the face. Why are you here? Why is she there?
Why is she there?
Snuck in, she broke in.
I also like that you asked the question and the video went, here's the answer.
Yeah. I'm so happy because I'm like, why is there two brides? What is happening here?
I knew a woman who was a bridesmaid in a relative's wedding. She was married and had been trying to get pregnant for a while. Finally, her and her hubby got lucky and she conceived.
Aww.
The bridezilla got furious and kicked her out of the wedding because she would be pregnant in the pictures. 3 months later, sadly, the woman miscarried. The bride called her with a response along the lines of, good, well now you can be back in the wedding? Needless to say, she did not even attend it, of course.
This makes me so angry. How could you attend it after that?
Never. That person's not your friend anymore.
I would set like the wedding tent on fire. Crash the wedding.
Fully crash the wedding.
Nude and drunk.
Does anybody have any objections? I do.
Absolutely. I had a friend that threw a temper tantrum complete with screaming and foot stomping because her grandmother had the audacity to die a few hours before her wedding. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm so bad. I'm feeling uncomfortable. She said it would throw off the seating arrangements because now there would be a big empty space. She's currently halfway through her second divorce. I'm sweating because I'm not supposed to be laughing. But it was just funny, like that, how insane that is.
That's nuts.
I'm just like, how dare you die, now I have an empty seat. Like, y'all gotta have something loose up there.
I bet her grandma planned it.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna ruin her wedding. Take me.
Jokes.
Terrible.
Starting off at number 10. My best friend's coworker is getting married later this year and oh man, that girl's got some problems. Good start. She's very religious and pure, which if that's your thing is fine, agreed, whatever. However, she told my friend last week that she doesn't want anyone at her wedding who is born out of wedlock, which includes my friend who is the daughter of a teen mom.
But what's it to you?
And like, how would you know?
Yeah, like how do you fill out this form if you were born out of wedlock?
Like,
I would just lie. Like,
exactly.
I mean, stupid.
No, parents still together forever.
Sliding into number 9, we have worked at a reception venue. One event really sticks out. Everything went well until the cake. Bride and groom go to feed each other. She does it very nice. He smashes it into her face.
No.
Bride screams, start bawling her eyes out, runs out of the hall. 15 or so minutes later, the father of the bride comes and asks for the DJ for the mic. He proceeds to thank everyone for coming and says that if they would like to take their gifts on the way out, the couple has decided to break up. That's all I need to read. I already know enough. That's so stupid.
That's insane.
Can you, like, first of all, don't smash cake in my face, because I will divorce you before we even are married.
Wedding?
I divorce immediately.
Done.
Yeah, but realistically, you don't break up over that.
It's a bit of an over-exaggeration.
Like,
not gonna lie.
Yeah, clean yourself up, get back out there, it's all good.
Also, like at that point, don't you know who you're marrying? So like he should have known not to smash cake in her face, and she should have known that he was gonna smash cake in her face.
I don't know why anyone would do that.
No, don't. Just don't. Coming in at number 8. A friend of mine in college was getting married at 19 because she was super conservative Christian and she wanted to have sex. Alright, understandable. Between the time I agreed to be a bridesmaid and a couple of months before the wedding, I lost some weight. She got super pissed at me because she wanted to be the skinny one on the stage and threw me out of the wedding party.
Okay, but what does the 19 Christian girl wanting to have sex have anything to do with the second half of the story?
So true. Just had to throw that in.
I thought this was gonna be about like Christianity and blah blah blah, and I'm like, wait, what? You just wanted to throw that in there. Like,
Literally.
This makes no sense to me. In spot number 7, we have bride started crying because the tablecloth was the wrong shade of purple, so she thought the whole wedding was ruined. Never mind that she was marrying a nice man, all her friends had flown to the wedding, her family was all there, etc. But no, the tablecloth was the wrong shade. We spent an hour consoling her and fixing up her makeup while the guests waited.
How tragic.
Honestly, I would eat my wedding dinner on the floor. Like, who cares? It's your wedding day.
All of your friends, your family's there, the love of your life.
Like, I'm just trying to get drunk and eat burgers on my wedding.
Hell
McDonald's, everyone does that.
putting my head under the chocolate fountain.
Absolutely. Oh, I thought you meant alcohol. I was like under the Jaeger bottle.
Also that. Don't want to get too drunk if I ever have a... who am I kidding? I'm never gonna get married.
I don't want to remember it, to be honest. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Here now, number 6 is not a bridesmaid, but my mom was a wedding photographer for many years. Long story short, the father of the bride had a heart attack, and as he was being carried out on the stretcher, the sobbing bride yells, "How could you ruin my wedding day like this?" What is with these people having no sympathy towards the dead? The actual dead. Like, no, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. No sympathy. Like, they blame the death about ruining their wedding. It makes no sense to me.
Like, also, do you think that he's like intentionally having a heart attack?
That's exactly what he wanted to happen that day. You're right.
Yeah, this is fun for me.
Yeah, the father of the bride too. Like, and the bride yells this. Oh my God. He probably paid for this wedding.
All right, we are at our halfway mark at number 5. Not a bridesmaid, but a witness to one. The bride got walked out on by her entire bridal party except her maid of honor. Of course, it was because no one loved her and everyone wanted to ruin her day, not because she ripped a bridesmaid dress from the neck down in an open area because it was too white. It was the dress the bride insisted on all the maids wearing.
I'll be damned. If she ripped my dress, I swear to God I'd rip hers. Bride or not, you're going down with me.
Yeah, see you later.
Cause you know they paid for that dress.
Yeah.
That you picked out, so I'm ruining your dress if you're ruining mine. I don't care.
And why would you pick something that was too white?
You don't pick any color that's an off-white.
Go black.
Yeah. Rolling into number 4, we have the short story is that she lied. That's all we need.
That's it.
She lied to the venue about the number of guests that were attending, effectively packing us like sardines. She lied about having a day of staff. That meant that all the dates of the bridesmaids spent the day hanging flowers, running to get kegs, pouring champagne, blah, blah, blah. She lied to the hair and makeup personnel about the number of people that were obtaining services. Okay, so basically, she lied about everything on her wedding day. She lied about everything to all staff members. So all the hair and makeup, they probably thought it was like a certain amount of girls and then it was triple, packed in there like sardines.
Ew.
Did everyone even have like a plate of food?
No. This caused them to run out of food and alcohol?
Oh, there we go.
If you're not gonna have enough food, you have to have enough
open
booze.
Bar.
Oh, this is tragic. All right, we are at number 3. Was in a wedding where the bride planned 2 separate bachelorette weekends for herself and got mad at anyone who wouldn't spend 2 3-day weekends, $500 each away from their husband's kids' jobs. The weeks leading up to the wedding, the temperature for the big day was forecast to be a high of 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't know what that is. February wedding. Cold. Okay, cool. Bride was insisting on outdoor photos without coats because we can't hide the dresses. Everyone, including the photographer, tells her hell no. Day of, she pitches a fit when we refused to do more than one quick photo. Afterwards, she stopped talking to 75% of the bridal party because of the refusal to accommodate her outrageous demands.
Stupid.
To this day, years later, she still complains about how her bridesmaids ruined her wedding.
So dumb.
Get married in July like everyone else.
Yeah, and if you're gonna do a winter wedding, like theme it indoors for photos and stuff like that. Like I'm all for the winter theme, I think it's beautiful, but inside.
Or like one of those, have like those fur things.
Yes, like the little shawl where you still see the dress.
Exactly.
Taking over the number 2 spot is planner here. I've seen some shit. Bride invites ex-boyfriend to wedding because he's just a really good friend. During reception, her husband of 2 hours goes to the bathroom. She plants a kiss on him, notices I saw, and promptly reminds me to mind my business. At the end of the night, catering informed me they hadn't settled their bill. If they didn't get payment that night, there would be an additional fee charged. I run outside to let them know before they drive off. 2 days later, I get a call from the groom who informs me the bride is extremely upset with my unprofessionalism and wants a refund. She wasn't happy that I made a scene by running outside to tell them about the bill in an effort to save them from additional charges. I asked him if he was aware of the scene she's made when she kissed her ex-boyfriend on the dance floor. While he went to the bathroom, he hung up.
I forgot about that first part.
Yeah, I was thinking about the bill. You had a cheating wife.
Oh.
She cheated on your wedding day, bro.
Imagine to say, mind your business. Well, this is me, minding my business.
I wouldn't. I would honestly go right to the groom. I probably would take a picture, to be honest. Don't cheat.
All right, and taking over the number 1 spot is I didn't make it to the wedding. I was best friends with a woman. Literally, we did everything together. She assembled her wedding party and didn't invite me. She threw me my bachelorette, witnessed my marriage, etc. Found out later I wasn't invited because I was overweight, and her mother thought that it would limit bridesmaid dress choices and throw the wedding photos off. At least I know, dodged a bullet. You 100% dodged a bullet.
Absolutely. Like, you don't even want people like that in your life, to be
No.
honest. How does that change a wedding photo?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It literally doesn't.
It really doesn't.
What the hell? And also, your photos aren't like to go back and be like, isn't this a beautiful piece of art?
Nah.
Your photos are to look back and be like, look at this happy day
Absolutely.
where I was surrounded by everyone I love.
Look how drunk I am.
This was right after I put my head
puked.
under the chocolate fountain.
There you go.
Amazing memories.
Facts.
God, people suck.
Tu me l'as, mon gars, il y en a. Mon gars, il est là. Mon gars.
You don't know what's going on. So who is that guy? Who is that guy that you met?
Which guy? Are you whining us?
He's just a friend. And you're kissing his.
Oh my God.
That's so embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
What about me?
I'm just wondering why the ex was at the wedding.
Right?
I'm sorry, but what is the ex doing there? I'm confused. How do you kiss an ex on wedding day? Why is your ex anywhere near you on your wedding day?
And it kind of takes two people to do that. Like, why of all days?
The ex wants to show up.
Couldn't you have at least gotten that out of your system the day before? Like,
Maybe when you were dating?
that's an idea.
So with my wedding, were you still coming? Because I was thinking maybe you shouldn't. But you cried today just because some lady had a baby is just a bit dramatic and lots of people don't know yet because apparently you aren't ready to tell people. I think if you don't tell people, you shouldn't come. Like, I'm trying to be as nice about this as I can, but everyone will be asking why you aren't pregnant, and I don't want them distracted from making me feel special. So the person wrote back, okay, I need a minute to process what the F you just said to me. So let me get this straight. You don't want me at your wedding because the fact that my baby effing died might ruin your day. That's a bad one. Like what? What? What the f?
It takes a special kind of person to do
Right.
something like that.
This person would not be in my life. Like, I wouldn't be at their wedding day and they just would not be in my life after this conversation.
That is selfishness at its finest.
That's terrible.
What?
That's terrible.
You are a horrible person.
Absolutely. Like, not even a good friend, but like not even a decent human.
Just no. Bad. Bad all around. My brother's fiance went off on my mom in front of me and my sister when he was 45 minutes late to the rehearsal due to his best man's car tire blowing out. Where is your a-hole of a son? Dude should never showed up for the wedding. Not only a bridezilla, but a total utter sociopath. Her life is completely fabricated, and her parents, who didn't show up for the wedding, called my mom to tell her the truth about it the day after. She had a rap sheet a mile long and a prison record, but my brother, who just wanted to believe that people can change, stuck it up for 7 years. Don't do that. Don't ever do that.
I mean, they said it best. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Ever. 7 years? To stick it out for 7 years is a long time. To like really just be trying to get through it, you know?
Just this statement alone had a lot of red flags.
Yeah.
So to think of all the red flags that you must have seen over that 7-year period.
Yeah, the
and
prison
you
record
still wanted to marry this person?
set me over the edge there.
My God.
Desperate much?
We weren't allowed to talk directly to the bride. Her mom and maid of honor were the only ones allowed to. What?
What's the point of going to the wedding then?
Tell the bride congratulations, even though I see her right there.
Going to that wedding would literally be like the same thing as going to watch a movie.
Yep,
Like, you can't talk to the actor.
that's the worst. And you're giving them an envelope of money or a gift.
You're buying a gift for someone you can't talk to. What?
That's crazy. That is the definition of entitled. So apparently they had to sign a contract vowing to these things. We wouldn't get any fake tans because no one was allowed to be more tan than she was. Also, no tan lines. allowed. No false lashes, her lashes had to be the longest. No teeth whitening done, her smile was to shine the brightest. $400 bridesmaid dress and $100 shoes, plus $250 rented jewelry we had to buy on our own, despite the fact her family was loaded and I was so broke. That's, first of all, I'm not going out to anyone's wedding without a spray tan, I'll tell you that right now. I am not going to a wedding without a spray tan. You're crazy. That's crazy.
But what happens if you're already more tan than she is?
Or what if your teeth are just naturally more white? What are you gonna do? Not have me in your wedding? You crazy?
And the quota to meet for your dress and your
I couldn't
shoes
afford
and
that
your
life.
$250 worth of jewelry. What kind of metal detector are you trying to set off?
Literally.
That's a lot of jewelry. Yeah. I was a maid of honor and her best friend and roommate, but since I'm ugly, she wouldn't let me be in any pictures.
Excuse me? Who decides if you're ugly?
What?
What do you mean? That's crazy. You were maid of honor too. Maid of honor. And it's like, too ugly. Excuse me?
But how do you have to like choose this person to be your maid of honor?
That's
So
just
how do you
insane.
choose this person and then decide, but you can't be in any of the pictures? What?
Put a bag on your face.
You can be my maid of honor. I feel like my sisters would be very bothered by that. But that's okay. Went to a wedding that was a dry wedding only. Okay, ew, that freaking sucks.
Nope.
She refused to let anyone bring alcohol and the wedding was in the middle of nowhere. The wedding was several hours before the reception. There was absolutely nothing to do. There was no entertainment, no food, no drinks. We had to wait 4 hours plus for them. Then the bridal party shows up and they had alcohol for themselves. Our entire group left.
As you should.
Bro, no food, no alcohol, no drinks, and no entertainment? What am I doing? Am I looking at the wall?
In the middle of nowhere. Like I'm imagining like the desert or something. and
Don't
you're
waste my time like that.
standing
Yeah, like
there
let's
waiting.
just look at the clouds.
Yeah, what? I'm sorry. You waited 4 hours. Good on you for waiting that
I
long.
would've left.
I wouldn't have waited like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'd be out. Don't waste my time.
As
That's a
soon as I find out
waste.
there's no food coming, I'm like, nah. I used to work at a jewelry store. This young guy, college age, came in one day looking for engagement rings. Very polite, asking good questions. You could tell he'd been considering this for some time. As I'm helping him and showing him some of the rings in his budget, she walks in wearing a t-shirt from the high school senior class from the previous year,
Oh.
and she comes over by him. Oh my God, were you seriously considering that ring?
Oh.
It's so ugly. Besides, it looks just like my last engagement ring. How I wish I could have told him to dump her, run for the hills, and don't look back.
Bro, she's in senior of high school and she's already been engaged before? What the heck?
What in the life choices?
Yeah, what is... What? There's a lot wrong with this
There's a lot to
situation.
unpack.
I hope he ran for the hills
I
on his
sincerely
own.
hope so.
Be on your way. You have a long life ahead of you and you do not need her in it.
Wow. Entitled.
Forget her, man. You don't need her. You don't need that.
I was at the wedding of an ex-boyfriend several years ago and he had planned and practiced singing, that should say singing I think, a Frank Sinatra song to his new wife. He went up and took the mic and, with the band backing him up, began singing the song. Cute. His new wife suddenly stomped across the dance floor and up on the stage, grabbed the mic from him and said, "I hate that effing song and I don't want to hear it." They were divorced about a year later.
Why they weren't divorced about a minute later, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised by the outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
Like, even if it wasn't your favorite song, let it happen.
You put so
Enjoy,
much effort into that.
Appreciate the effort and how sweet that is, and then in your head be like, I hate this effing song. Who cares?
Man, ungrateful, honestly.
Honestly, I'll marry these men for you.
Bring them
Rude.
home.
Just all of them. I'll be a great wife to all of you.
Wedding band member here had a bride flip her ish at me and my bandmates because our instruments weren't white or salmon colored to fit in with the decorations, and she was saying we would ruin the photographs,
Oh my
even
God.
though I was playing during the reception and all the photos were already taken. A sunburst jazz bass, blue
Something.
and a red drum set aren't going to ruin your pictures, darling.
That's pathetic.
That's nitpicky.
If you hire a band, you'd be like, but it has to be white instruments, all white or salmon. I'd be like, okay, we'll find another band.
I mean, white you can find. Salmon? Very specific.
It's crazy. And it is not gonna ruin your pictures. No one's looking at the band. No offense to the band.
If you are in the picture, they're gonna look at you.
Absolutely. I once worked in a bakery and we had this bride freak out that her cake wasn't right and proceeded to smash it to bits with her fist. She smashed the wrong cake, like WTF. Anyways, the cops allowed her to wash her hands before placing her in handcuffs. I felt bad for the future husband and the couple that ordered that cake. People are cray cray.
Oh my gosh, Bridezilla at her finest.
Yeah, people are cray cray. Can you imagine being the person who made that cake for hours and being like, first of all, you smashed the wrong cake, so now they have to remake hers probably and the one they smashed. Rude. What a waste of cake. That pisses me
I feel
off.
like that wedding just did not happen. Like, you got arrested to get married.
I'm just more concerned about the waste of cake.
Well, that too.
That's rude. I would have eaten it.
Had a friend that got married to a girl that wanted an open relationship. This normally means we have stuff with other people while the other is not around. To her, this meant having another boyfriend move into the house.
Oh. We're like,
I don't think that's how that works.
I mean, yeah, like if he was on board with it, fine. But by the sounds of it, it's like she wanted that.
Yeah. I
Weird.
mean, great for the rent because you get to split it.
But at what cost, you know?
I think I'd rather live alone.
Right?
No one's allowed to wear heels because she didn't want anyone tall her. No fake eyelashes again. Okay, no fake eyelashes. They had meetings twice a week for at least 3 hours each time, 6 months prior. Oh my god. Everyone in the bridal party had to recite the rundown schedule. Oh my god. Screamed at all the bridesmaids all day long behind the scenes of the wedding day. That sounds great. That sounds like a good time. The minute someone tells me 6 months prior that I have to be at these meetings, I'd be out.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
What are you having a meeting about? That's what I want to know.
That's crazy.
3 hours. For what? Oh, there's so much nitpickiness. Some people just really should not get married.
Yup.
Honestly,
Or exist.
A bride once called having a meltdown because her friend got engaged as well and was planning to get married in the same year as she was. Apparently it was her special year and not just a day. She threw a huge fit that this girl was only getting married to steal her thunder. Her friend's date wasn't even in the same month or season. Hers was in October and her friend's was in June. Jeez Louise! Nobody's allowed to get married in the same year as you?
Get over yourself, Elise.
That is next level entitlement. Like, I don't even know what you would say. Well, actually, I know what I would say. Get over it. Or why don't you move your wedding to another year then? I don't know what to tell ya.
Year.
Ain't big enough for the two of us.
If it was the same day, I would be like, that's something we gotta discuss, but same year? Come on. My cousin married a vapid idiot. The night before the wedding at the rehearsal, she figured out the flower girl had the same shoes as her in a much smaller size. She flipped her shit at 9 p.m. and made the mother of the flower girl buy different shoes for her before the ceremony. So what happens when you buy your shoes from Payless? Not much of a selection in white. So true. So true. What the actual heck?
Watch your profanity.
If I found out I had the same shoes as the flower girl, who's probably a child, I would be like, that's dope. We're matching. Like, why would you just not be like happy about it? Also, no one's really gonna notice. Also, that's what happens when you buy children's shoes. Alright, I went to a wedding in which the father of the groom died of a massive heart attack. Well, the bride threw a fit and wouldn't let the groom leave with his father. Instead, she insisted that the wedding night and not ruin her night. Imagine. I would get a divorce on the spot.
I want a divorce.
What do you mean you're not gonna let me go with my father who just had a heart attack? Are you insane? Well, clearly, the answer is yes. But like, no. At that point, it would be an annulment. Be shorter than that one Kim Kardashian marriage with that one guy. Remember? No shade to Kim Kardashian, okay? She can do whatever she wants. I don't really care. But I'm just saying, that was a short marriage. This one, shorter. Alright, I was the maid of honor for my brother's wedding in which he and his bride told me they had hired a professional photographer for the wedding, so I went above and beyond to make myself up for the photos only to find out that they hadn't actually hired a photographer. They expected me to take all the— what? I would have just said no. No, okay, I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have done it, but I would have been like, You couldn't have like paid for my dress at least? Also, how am I supposed to be the maid of honor, but also the photographer? That's a lot of duties that I just can't seem to get them all done. Do you want photos or do you want me to be standing up there with you? 3 months before my high school best friend's wedding, I ended up in a coma for 3.5 weeks and underwent emergency open heart surgery. The story could end there and I would still be shocked. Well, after I got out of the hospital, I told my friend that I wouldn't be able to be in her wedding, but that I would still try to attend. She responded that she was disappointed God hadn't healed me by then, and said that I must not have had enough faith. Woo-wee! That is just ruthless. This person just had open heart surgery and you're gonna tell them that they didn't have enough faith? I feel like that's enough faith that you got through open heart surgery. That's not just a regular, and a 3.5 week coma. Those are two things that aren't just like standard procedure. You know what I mean? Well, you did miss church those 3.5 weeks. I didn't see you at church once, so. The bride kicked the groom's lifelong best friend out of the wedding party because he lived with his girlfriend and she wanted her entire wedding party to be pure. Never mind that it was her third marriage and that the first two ended due to her own infidelity. Well, marriage number 3 ended the same way, but at least the groom and his friend worked past it and are still best friends. Imagine, I would never marry somebody who was making rules like this. You can't have your best friend be in the wedding party because I want it to be pure. First of all, what does that even mean? We all sin, you psycho. And I don't want to hear anyone saying that they don't, because I know that's not true. Everyone does sometimes. I had an ectopic pregnancy in which the baby attached to my fallopian tube, which then burst and I almost bled to death. Alright, see, we got another story that's really starting off on a wild note. Like, we could end here and I would be like, okay, insane. Well, my friend got engaged shortly after that pregnancy, and when she asked me to be her bridesmaid, she said that I would be required to wait to try and have another baby until after her wedding. Not because there would be a small child at the wedding, and not even because she didn't want me to be fat at her wedding, but because if I lost another child, it would take the attention away from her engagement and wedding. I was so shocked that I declined and haven't spoken to her since. That seems like a fantastic idea. Imagine being so selfish, so self-involved, that you can't even see that somebody just went through a traumatic experience. What the heck? Where do you guys find these people? I would be shocked if I knew somebody that was inviting me to their wedding that was gonna act like this at their wedding. Like, I would be literally shocked. Whew. It was a stinking hot, humid day and nobody wanted to be outside for the outdoor wedding. We were doing wedding party photos and everyone was dripping in sweat and about to pass out, so we decided to finish the rest of the pics in a nice shady spot. The bride threw an actual honest-to-God tantrum because she wanted to make the party hike all the way across the venue grounds to get shots in front of the full sun pond. None of her bridesmaids wanted to do the 10-minute walk in their heels, and it would have been a terrible spot for photos, which we mentioned. She pouted her way through the rest and they divorced a year later. Man, like, the pictures are obviously important, it's so nice to have those forever, but like, we can all admit that photos are the worst part of the day. Okay, they're not fun. Summer weddings, they're pretty popular. It's so hot sometimes, you're trying not to sweat your makeup off, you don't want your pit stains showing, and you gotta wear heels all day. Nothing worse than that. Not to scare you, but I had a shitty BM experience. What's BM? Oh, bridesmaid. I was to be 33 weeks pregnant at the wedding and my friend wanted me in a dress that wasn't maternity or flowy. It was like a tight-fitted mermaid style. Oh, already. Even not pregnant, that sucks. She also wanted me in 4-inch heels and wasn't willing to budge. At 33 weeks pregnant? Heck no. Normally I would have bent over backwards to do whatever I needed, but I'm already 6 feet, have never worn heels, so I didn't feel comfortable in such big heels in case I fell, and at 33 weeks pregnant could not guarantee I'd still fit in such a skin-tight dress. I ended up having to pull out and be a guest. I wouldn't have even gone to the wedding. You're 33 weeks pregnant, you should be allowed to wear what you want. But if you just wanted like a flowy version of whatever the other bridesmaids have, I feel like that would be pretty acceptable considering you were 33 weeks pregnant. Y'all, I don't know what to do. My sister's legitimately so pissed at me right now. I got my color swatches in and I fell in love with the color Dusty Rose. Now my sister is saying she doesn't want to be in my wedding because that's the wedding color she had picked out for forever. Well, I want to be sympathetic. She isn't even engaged. How would you guys handle this? Have my wedding be Dusty Rose.
Savage.
What the heck? What if she changes her mind? What if her future husband or wife doesn't like Dusty Rose? Just do it. Whatever. She's still gonna be your sister. And sisters do way worse things to each other than take your wedding color. Come on. Also, Dusty Rose is a beautiful color and it reminds me of Twilight. Is it wrong that I told my mom with bright red hair that I wanted her to dye her hair for my wedding or else she couldn't come? I feel bad, but I wanted everyone to match and for someone to not be a sore thumb. Yeah, it is wrong.
Face open and shut.
62 reactions and 104 answers. Not a good sign. Yeah, that's your literal mother. First of all. Second of all, let the woman do whatever she wants. Stick out like a sore thumb. You know what will stick out like a sore thumb? You for being rude to your mom. Bride admits she only asked a cousin with facial scarring to be a bridesmaid because she'll make the rest of the wedding party look prettier. Okay, the anonymous Bridezilla, believed to be from the UK, recently told her sister and mother that she would be having 6 bridesmaids, including a cousin she isn't particularly close with. I hope that that's not true. And you know who will be the ugliest one there? Your freaking personality, okay?
Got him!
Ridiculous. I didn't like that one. That one made me angry. Also, don't do that, but if you're gonna do that, don't ever tell anyone that. Anyway, I am exhausted, I am bone tired, never heard that before. My heart is not the same, it's stone cold, fragmented, empty. Why is this a poem? I need to get away from this awful society. How hard would it have been to bleep, donate friends? Do I matter to you? Just bleep, give me my money for my wedding. I won't even sugarcoat. I won't even pretend that's not what I wanted. It was for a dream. I was stabbed, cheated on, and what is that acronym supposed to be? Worked? Wrecked? I don't know. Goodbye, see you in 2 months. Friendly reminder to you, big bleep. Don't think you own me. I am cutting all of you snakes off. I'm living my life alone now. I only let in those I believe have good intentions. XOXO. I need to know so many things about this. So she was asking people to donate for her wedding, I'm guessing? I feel like there's something I'm missing here. It must have been a lot of money because everyone is absolutely losing it over that. Pull up those bootstraps, Susan. You can do it if it really is your dream.
Why? Are you kidding?
We're getting married right now, or I'm leaving now. I'm done.
Ma, he's working.
I brought the pastor.
She brought a freaking priest there?
Okay. Hi guys. I'm just finally making him commit, you know?
Bro, nothing says crazy more than that. Red flag, wave the red flag. I would honestly, I'd say like if she's like, oh, it's done right now, I'd say, good. That's a perfect exit. Be on your way.
Just don't let the door hit you on the way out.
He's in Target. He's literally working at Target. That is some crazy behavior right there. That is why girls get called crazy. Hello, my fiance and I are looking for a wedding photographer, but we are having some issues with the contracts we are coming across. We are wanting a clause that guarantees us a refund should we ever get divorced, since we would not need the photos in that situation. Please let me know if this is something you have in your contract or will be willing to add. Not quite how it works.
How does that affect me?
I'm sure a lot of people would like a refund on their entire wedding if they get divorced. Not just the pictures. I think those pictures would be a nice memory to have. No, well, maybe that's a lie. Depends how bad the divorce is, but that's not how it works. I offered to help my friend cater a wedding this weekend, and now the bride wants us to match the wedding party, meaning buying something to wear that I can't afford. How did an offer of a time and labor become an expense? Ugh. If they want you to match, shouldn't they be covering the cost of that? There's no, like, I'm literally just catering your wedding. Why the hell would I have to match your wedding party? And if so, you need to buy that for me. Y'all be asking too much for your weddings. Like, they're just catering it. I understand if you're like, please wear a white top and black pants. But what? They're not in your bridal party. Starting us off at number 10. No, look at them. I love them dearly, but neither of them are in a financial place to be in a wedding, and I can't have one without the other. Also, blank looks like a boy now, so whoa. Whoa, what's happening? I don't even know who I want to know who they're talking about, because this is some shade. So they can't financially be in a wedding, and then you can't have one, and then one looks like a boy. This is a lot of judgment. I don't know who you're talking about, but if I was the people, the mysterious people, I wouldn't even want to be in your wedding. Next up at number 9, we have, yeah, I know you had an accident, but your money issues aren't my problem. If you want to be there, you will figure it out. It doesn't matter that you're not in the wedding party. You'll still be in photos and you will ruin them. You're very pretty normally, but your look doesn't work for my wedding, and it is very fair to ask you to do something simple so that my day is perfect. Wow. I'm annoyed. And I'm not even involved in this situation, but I'm so annoyed by how entitled this Bridezilla is. First of all, be talking about like not being understanding about someone's financial struggles, and then talking about their looks and that being a reason as to why you would ruin the photos. Bitch, please. Coming in at number 8. Big wedding announcement! I've noticed a lot of you who have RSVP'd have not sent a gift or signed up for my registry. That's pathetic and sad after all I've given others at their weddings. Don't even show up without a gift. I've spent my life savings on this wedding, and it is disrespectful AF to not give a gift. You have 1 week to send a gift, or I'm taking you off the guest list. If you need my address, PM me. Wow. Y'all, what the f? I cannot even imagine posting this. Like, this is so embarrassing. Can you imagine your wife-to-be posts this on social media? I thought, can't you, like, you show up with the gift half the time because people give money, right? Like, how many envelopes of money do you get from people? Sliding into number 7. Looking to borrow a car for my wedding day. 12/28, will be needing it from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you. You can borrow my Tesla if you want. Oh damn, you have a picture? Picture? Seriously, a Model 3, trade it in for a Model X and then maybe I'll consider. Dude, it's just an option. You don't have to be a boop about it. I will be out of town, so I can't make it to your wedding. You can borrow the M3 if you want. Wow, these are some generous ass people. LOL, no thank you, looking for something at least over 100K. It's for my wedding, not my 18th birthday party. What is with people? First of all, a Tesla? That's a pretty sweet gig. And even this car, I don't know anything about cars, but like, it's a car. They're offering you their vehicle. Take it or buy your own 100K car. Ew. Moving on to number 6. When your bridesmaid, I assume, didn't ask what color to do for her toenails. This makes me mad. Am I the only one that little things like this makes me mad? Look at your Bitmoji. Texted in the nicest way possible if she could do them in white. My big day is tomorrow. Why do you care what color her toes are? Fact. Listen, even if you had open toe shoes and you're one of those brides who have all the bridesmaids wear the same shoe, which is super annoying by the way, I understand being like, hey, let's just pick a color that matches the theme, like, but realistically, let's say she did a bright frickin' purple. In the photos, who's looking at her frickin' toes? No one. No one cares. Feet are gross. Halfway through at number 5. Hi! Do you photograph weddings? Yes, I do. Okay, great. I will be getting married on blank at the blank. It would be all day. That sounds great. Congratulations. Am I able to get your email so I can send you more information on the packages and a copy of the contract? You have only done pictures of one wedding. Can't you just do it for 150? A lot of my bridesmaids are engaged, so I bet they would definitely book with you if you do a good job. The exposure is priceless and you can get a lot of business for doing my wedding. So this is just one of those typical Karen things where people think that other people, like their work doesn't deserve money, which is really freaking annoying. No.
So do it yourself, asshole.
I'm the photographer. That's my time. That's my editing. That's my equipment. I can charge what I want. And if you don't like that, find a cheaper photographer. Alright guys, we've made it to number 4 and we have the couple invited family and friends to their dream home for the weekend wedding celebration, saying it was God's plan that they should get married there. Just one problem, they didn't own the mansion and didn't get permission from the owner. What the South Florida couple tries to have wedding at stranger's mansion. You gotta be shitting me. Oh my god, can you imagine? I'll be damned. Everyone's just throwing that line out there these days. God's plan. Yeah, okay. Listen, have all the faith you want, but you cannot just roll up to someone's home and being like, yo, this is God's plan for me to get married here today. I'm gonna tell Zac Efron that it was God's plan that we get married. See how that happens. Taking over our 3rd spot is I live in Texas. The rest of the bridal party lived in Michigan, while the bride was upset that I was too tan next to her and the other bridesmaids, so everyone was required to get spray tans to match. Oh no. Oh no. What do you mean? Honestly, I feel like that would be worse. First of all, no one can control their tan based on where they live in the world, but spray tans do not look like regular tans like 90% of the time. Like really pale girls sometimes look orange. I've looked orange before. That's risky. In our number 2 spot, I'm getting married in 4 months. One of the bridesmaids have put on a F load of weight since I've asked her. How do I tell her nicely that she needs to take a few runs around the block daily? I don't want a fat heifer to ruin my wedding photos. I'm so pissed off. They know how much this wedding means to me and she just doesn't give a F. Wow, we really out here fat shaming people? Are you kidding me? Y'all, and these people, the best part is that these are like friends because you've asked them to be in your wedding party, which means you're close to them, and you're calling them a fat heifer and saying that their weight would ruin your wedding photos? You're a disgrace.
Disgusting!
We have made it to our number 1 spot and we have Hi Shakira, I'm sorry to say that we are requesting a refund on the deposit for our wedding. We have done a lot of talking and we cannot bring ourselves to support anyone who is so outspoken on matters that simply do not concern them, as well as someone that does not believe that all lives matter. We would be truly embarrassed to have you at our event and feel that you aren't stable enough to complete the job we need from you. Please let me know when and how we can accept our refund, and we are requesting to be relieved from our contract. I am sorry to hear that. Unfortunately, the contract you signed states that your deposit is non-refundable. I will email you a cancellation agreement shortly that will require your signature to forfeit your date. I wish you a lifetime of growth and I would like to thank you for your donation to Black Lives Matter. You'll be hearing from our attorney. I'm confused. Okay, so someone is not in tune or believes the Black Lives Matter movement. They're all like, all lives matter. Okay, so that's where, but I'm just confused on who this is and what contract you're breaking off. I don't know what happened with that one.
Joey, no! Joey, what's wrong?
What's happening? Oh my god, oh my god.
Let me just fix this one flower. Oh, God! What are you doing?
Holy. Oh my god.
Why did I cut my hair? Why did you let me cut my hair? Okay. Where, just on the side? No.
What is going? Wow, my ears? That was so much screaming. That honestly was a scene from a horror movie. That was terrifying. There was so much yelling, there was screaming. She was acting like she was possessed by a demon. If you don't like your hair, I get it. I hated my prom hair and I remember like trying to fix it like right before, and it's just, I was like, I just have to leave it. You know, bite the bullet, don't cut it. Do not cut it. Who let her have a pair of scissors in her hands? It's a risky game. Anyone doing something different in place of the garter and bouquet toss? Yeah, because I think those are so tacky. Anyways. I'm thinking to do a white rose giveaway to all my single women attendees to remind them they can maintain purity during their single/engagement season. What? Yo, I'm not going to that wedding. If you do this at your wedding, I'll literally just pretend that I'm not single. If you do this, if I hear you announce that you're doing this for all the single women to be pure, I'm just gonna pretend I'm with someone. There's no way. No way I'm partaking in this nonsense. Don't use live animals unless you are going to get them good homes. Many fish have died tonight at my cousin's wedding. They are mostly all gasping for air. Oh, this was at a wedding? I was wondering, I'm like, what does this goldfish have to do with a wedding video? So they literally put them in these tiny little cups as like decor on the table. That is so sad. Oh, look at the poor babies. Honestly, I would just be the person at the wedding taking all these goldfish and trying to save them. Like find a big tank, a big bucket, put them all in, they can all be friends. That's sad. Don't do this. Don't have any goldfish at your wedding. It's so unnecessary. Starting us off at number 10. So one of my good friends is 5'10", we will call her Elle, and my cousin and her cousin is getting married. Now said cousin is 5'11" and apparently has some height issue. She starts by telling my friend and her other 7 bridesmaids that no one can be taller than her and she'll be wearing 2-inch heels, so prepare appropriately. That's fine, Elle. Decides she'll wear flats. Okay, we're gonna fast forward. This is all about height. Bride goes into a rant about how it's her day and her version of this small request to freaking get over it. I'm skipped to the very bottom. As of yesterday, this is all about height and who can be taller. As of yesterday, she told Elle and short bridesmaid that they were ruining her day and that one of them had to drop out of the wedding party and that she would let them decide which one of them were a real friend to her and which one of them was a fake friend. Honestly, I'm so happy I didn't read that whole paragraph because this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I cannot imagine being like, no one can be taller than me, here's my height, there's my heels, you have to wear flats because you can't be taller than me. Is height really that important? Moving on to number 9. To secure your spot in our wedding party, the following things will be required. A promise to host a party at a venue other than someone's house. Your wedding gift must be cash/check of at least $500. You must buy me or blank, depending on which side you're on, day of gift of at least $100. You must attend every shower/party we have and will be required to purchase a gift for each one, value of $50. You will sign a contract that holds you legally responsible for meeting all of our requirements and says that if you do not, you will legally be held responsible to reimburse us for the time we wasted. Okay, I'm not going to this wedding. I'll tell you that. Like who reads this and is like, ooh, I want to secure my spot in this wedding party? I would cut off a friendship with someone who sends me this nonsense. Coming in next, number 8. Searching for a photographer for my wedding, here are my requirements. Must be willing to do the job for free. Must have at least 8 years of experience. Must be at the wedding all the time, no breaks. Bring your own food and drinks. Like who's gonna do this? Who is going to do this? If I have 8 years of experience, there's no way I'm doing a job for free. Let me tell you that. I've built my resume with 8 years of experience, so you can shove that up your butt. No breaks, illegal. Bring your own food and drinks, absolutely not. I'm eating the food they provide and the free bar. It's happening. In spot number 7, we have, I need you to make a custom centerpiece for each of the 20 tables. If each one could be a separate Disney villain, I would die. And oh, could you also do a cake topper? It's next week, but we finalized blah blah blah. Actually, each wood carving takes approximately 3 to 5 hours of work. Painting takes another hour depending on detail. I could probably manage a cake topper, but definitely don't have time to make 20 centerpieces, I'm sorry. You're kidding, this is such short notice, what are we going to do? Then the person wrote, am I missing something? You just asked me now a week before the wedding. I had no idea you were planning on using my art. Then the person, the bride, is going off being like, I'm stressed, I'm the bride. They said, God, you clearly don't understand the stress and pain that it takes to plan a wedding, do you? No, but I also think you should have asked me way in advance. Okay, good. So they uninvited them in the end. Great. Worst coworker ever, uninvited. Worst bride ever. You can't actually ask someone to do that a week before your wedding. For every table at your wedding, carve a centerpiece. Are you insane? You do it if it's so easy. Cruising into number 6. Please arrive 15 to 30 minutes early. Do not wear white, creamy, or ivory. Do not wear anything other than basic bob or ponytail. Please do not have a full face of makeup. Do not record during the ceremony. You spelled it wrong. Do not check in on Facebook until instructed. Use blank when posting all pictures. Do not talk to the bride at all, in caps. Everyone will toast with rummy, no acceptance. Lastly, must come with a gift of $75 or more if you want to be admitted in. What is this, a nightclub? What do you mean admitted in? Is there gonna be a bouncer at the door? If I don't show my gift receipt, this is so stupid. Do not talk to the bride at all. It's like, why am I even there to celebrate the bride if I can't talk to her? It's so stupid. Halfway through at number 5. I met this woman once at a wedding where we were both bridesmaids. Apparently the bride told her my gift was generous, so she wanted me to be her bridesmaid too to cash in. That's a hard pass. I'm wondering now why her other bridesmaids dropped out. So literally, like, this person has no interest in standing in your wedding. They literally said, I'm not trying to be rude, I figured you'd ask one of your sisters or cousins. We've only met once at a wedding. So you asked this person to be a bridesmaid in your wedding because their gift at the wedding you saw them at was generous? That's weird. Like, that is so creepy in a sense. Like, I don't know you. Why would I stand in your wedding? Moving on to number 4. Friday and Saturday, June 18th and 19th, we will be hosting our wedding ceremony and reception. Please do not camp here. We have an entire guest list arriving for the weekend to celebrate, so if you decide to anyways, we will set up around you and do it anyway. Make sure you have a gift and a dish for the barbecue. Can you zoom in a little more for the last part? What is this nonsense? P.S. This will be a loud music late night type of wedding, so if you're here, expect that. There will be 50 of us. Thanks for understanding. Okay. That was so hard to read, number 1, but if you rented it, different story, but if you're just like trying to claim that as your own and being like, we're showing up here for my wedding, so don't camp here, I don't think that's how it works. But hey, if you were camping there, you would just get to basically wedding crash. Taking over the 3rd spot is, do you want to expand your skills in a new and fun field, meanwhile gaining valuable experience? I know where this is going. They're basically asking for flowers for free. I have one in a lifetime opportunity for you to work for these amazing solo wood flowers. I'm looking for someone to make some beautiful bouquets for my wedding. I will provide all of the supplies and you provide your skills. This is solely for you to expand your skills and gain valuable experience. Okay, I'm not able to provide any additional compensation. Yeah. I don't think you got contacted by anyone. That's gonna be a hard pass for me. Rolling into number 2. I'm exhausted, I'm bone tired, my heart is not the same, it's cold, fragmented, empty. I need to get away from this awful society. How hard would it have been to effing donate, friends? Do I matter to you? Just effing give me money for my wedding. I won't even sugarcoat. I won't even pretend that's not what I wanted. It was for a dream. I was stabbed, cheated on, and worked. Goodbye, see you in 2 months. Friendly reminder to you blank. Don't think you own me, I am cutting all of you snakes off. I am living my life alone. Okay, this is just stressful. I've never actually been to a wedding that was like cash only. I feel like that's so tacky. Alright, we've made it to number 1 and we have... Ladies, I'm one of those crazy people getting married during a health pandemic. Whether you agree with it or not, that's not the point. I'm looking for a DJ for my wedding. My budget is small-ish, and I've already spent most of it on my dress, dream shoes, decor. Yes, I'm that girl. Oh god, don't try to justify it. Alright, so basically they are looking, DJs looking for work. This is what it is, location. I have a good mix. I'm looking for a steal of a deal. Payment, which is nothing. So what's in it for the DJ? Free publicity. Great. I'm a town clerk. Cool. All right. We don't need to read the rest. So basically, wants to hire a DJ for free publicity because they're a town clerk. That's gonna be a hard no.
Yo.
Way to hold up traffic.
And there's an ambulance trying to get through.
If there's a person in that ambulance, they are surely not okay.
Somebody's dying and they're like, but I'm getting married.
Good for you, but like, somebody's not okay.
Not, there's lights on that ambulance. That's not a good sign, you guys.
My god. Imagine all the pictures they're gonna turn out. You're gonna see like panicked paramedics in the background. Like, what do we do?
Was it worth it to get a ticket? Do you get a ticket from that? I feel like you could get a ticket from that.
Probably. If not, like, what are the consequences for, like, holding up saving someone's life?
Right? Oh God. Can I use this as a safe place? Because while this isn't strictly vegan, I need a little advice from my favorite hive mind. So my stepson is getting married soon, and soon-to-be daughter-in-law came up to me today after finding out I intended to make my dress. She was not happy. Long story short, she's mega pissed, like raging pissed, because it's cheap, nasty, tacky, and how dare I do something like that on her big day. Personally, I think she's jealous and doesn't want me to show up. Kidding. But jokes aside, I'm more than a little hurt, don't exactly have the funds to go buying dresses all the time, and I love sewing. So I told my stepson I'll be wearing black instead because it's his funeral. Again, may or may not be joking. Should I buy or say... Oh, sorry, I can't see that. I'm getting real close here. Well, whatever. We read the whole thing. I didn't read the last sentence, but I read a whole paragraph.
Wait, hold on. Should I buy it or say balls to it and make one anyway?
Make one anyway!
Who's holding you back? No, do your thing!
And that's sweet that you can make a dress.
Right?
From scratch?
But it's tacky.
Not tacky, she's just...
It's creative and wonderful and sweet and generous and kind.
She's just jealous that she doesn't have the skills that you do.
Okay, just because like this person's want Vera Wang or something, like that doesn't mean it's not gonna be nice.
Exactly! Starting off at number 10.
In your engagement, do you have... Wait, what? Do you have boundaries when it comes to single opposites? What? Does that sentence even make sense? I'm not even done reading the whole thing and I'm confused.
I don't know if that first sentence makes sense, but I'm hoping that once we get into the next bit, it'll
okay. For example, when you meet someone for the very first time, male or female, how would you like them to address both of you and your fiance or husband if they have more interest in the opposite sex? Meaning, female may want to talk to him or the male may want to talk to her. Me, I prefer a woman to acknowledge me first, introduce herself, and let me know what and why she'd like to communicate with my husband. and she allowed me, right? And she allowed me to give her permission to do so. At the end of the day, this is my territory and I should be allowed to have say of who I approve letting into my space and vice versa. Last time I checked, people are not territory, but go off, sis.
She sounds like a real fun person to be married to.
Wow. Imagine being like, do you guys like ask for permission to talk to somebody? Like, what?
Oh my God.
Imagine meeting somebody like, hi, nice to meet you. Can I talk to your husband, please?
Like never. Never would I ever.
And you married that? All right, in at number 9.
Not wedding decor related, but I wanted to ask something before I ask my venue about it. Me and my fiance have been to a few weddings, and at every single one we saw a tip jar at the bar for the bartenders. We only asked one person about it at one wedding because we were very close to them, and they said they already paid the bartenders and they never asked if it was okay to put it out. And at the end of the night, the bartenders kept the money. To me, that does not sit well with me. To me, they were already paid for their service. If a tip jar was put out, I would think it should go to the bride and groom. Or at least split between the bartenders and bride and groom. Am I the only one? The answer is yes. You are the only one.
What service are the bride and groom providing?
Literally nothing.
You came to see them.
Yeah.
This person being so like taken aback, like, oh, the bartenders kept the tips. What else are they gonna do? Just leave it there?
Did they make the drinks or no? If you made the drinks, then I totally think you're entitled to some of those tips.
Right.
But until you pick up that bottle of tequila and start shaking that marg, no.
What?
All right, we're at number 8.
Bride sparks outrage by demanding stepdaughter 9 years old, I'm assuming, wears shapewear to her wedding because nothing fits her. Who is asking a 9-year-old to wear Spanx? And why?
And what do you mean nothing fits her?
She's a child.
I can quite literally guarantee that something fits her. Also, shapewear doesn't really like change your size, you know what I mean?
It really doesn't.
The same size, it just...
Yeah, it's the same size except you just can't breathe properly.
Yeah, you're just uncomfortable.
You question your existence and you paid for that. All right, in at number 7.
Dilemma. I've never met my guy's daughter and really don't want her at our wedding. Whoa, we started off on a wild one here. I've made effort after effort, but she refuses to meet me, all because I asked him to change his social media pictures that she was in. It's also weird. She is 17, has boobs, and looked like she could be his girlfriend. That's super weird. She made a huge deal even after explaining why and saying that I don't mind a picture of them with her younger and less womanly looking. I don't know if I read that right. She wanted to make it out to be just because of her in general in the picture. Anyway, she's pro-mommy and doesn't want to acknowledge that her dad and mother are no more. What do I do? Invite her? I feel like she will start a scene or pull some slick shit. Oh, what did I just read?
That sounds like some weird, like, reality show drama. Like, you're mad because his 17-year-old daughter is womanly.
Like,
it's kind of what happens when you grow up.
Yeah, she's literally almost an adult. So
right?
That's how that goes normally.
Like, what do you want me to do? Invite her? Yeah? That is his child.
I can't believe that this dad is marrying this woman.
Right. There's a lot to unpack there.
All right, we are at number 6.
Wedding date wanted for mother-in-law, $1,000 Hudson Valley. Oh, just $1,000? Because if you're putting up an ad for a wedding and you're only offering $1,000, I think I'm gonna have to be paid a little bit more than that.
You need a little more.
Yeah. All right, halfway through at number 5.
Oh, nearest and dearest will play and just have near and dear. Maid of honor, sister of the bride and mother of the ring bearers, matron of honor, 5th best friend, bridesmaid, 1st best friend. What?
Wait, the top
okay, wait.
In at number 5.
Yeah.
We have Bethany.
That is so funny. What the heck is this?
Her friends. But I love how it's 5th best friend and 4th best friend. Like, no, they're obviously not your best friend because they're not ranked right.
I can't even, like, is this grade 5?
I don't.
When you had ranks for your best friends and it changed weekly? What the hell is this? We are at number 4.
Help, does anyone know whether another person can initiate the paperwork to legally change the name of another? If so, what's required? Trying to change the name of my future husband's ex-wife. I'm gonna assume that is future husband's ex-wife.
I'm assuming so as well, and that's super invasive.
What?
And weird.
Imagine being like, no, only I can have this last name.
Okay. I hate to break it to you, there's probably so many other people in the world who also have that last name.
Just imagine it's like Smith or something, like everybody has the last name Smith. It's like, only I can have the last name Smith. Like, okay, you're gonna have to take that up with like 2 billion other people.
Yeah, so sorry. That's so good.
All right, at number 3.
So bloody angry, my partner's daughter, who is going to be bridesmaid, has dyed her hair jet black with thick gray band at the front. It looks bloody dreadful. I know the wedding is a year away. Whoa. I know the wedding is a year away, but honestly, why would her mom dye it jet black when she is fair hair? It's gonna take a while to grow out, so she is gonna be two-tone. I've just told her mom what I think, and my partner has been told if it's not grown out and still looking dreadful, I'd rather chop her bloody dress up. FML, he has even loved her profile picture with this hour. I'm so angry.
What? Baby girl, have you not heard of bleach?
Or just like letting people live their lives.
Yeah, like, but she's like, oh, if it's not grown out by then, or you can just dye it again.
Just dye it. You can literally just dye it. All right, we are at number 2.
Hey ladies, I'm getting married in November, but I still don't have a flower girl. Would it be wrong to host a tryout for that position? I want my flower girl to stay focused and deliver a flower experience. I have seen some that hardly drop any as they walk. Imagine holding a casting call for a flower girl. But imagine it's like, oh yeah, like my daughter will totally do it. I'm like, stop picking at your kids.
Can you let us know where the auditions are?
What really got me was flower experience. What is a flower experience and why do you need it?
All right, and we are at number 1. Question, is it wrong to require a deposit to $300 from bridesmaids? If you had any iffy friends, after wedding they would get their deposit back, but if they canceled, the deposit would go towards having to ask someone else to take their place and last minute changes. Thoughts? Wait,
yes, I have many.
So many thoughts. Why are you asking your iffy friends to be bridesmaids?
Obviously this is friend number 5 and not number 1.
Yes, this is on part 2. Also, the deposit, $200 to $300 would go towards having to ask someone else. I didn't realize that was a financial commitment.
Okay, so we can take headphones out because that was.
Alright.
Yay! Alrighty, Rue.
Okay.
Take it away. Hold on. Okay, so now we're at 10? No, okay, sure. I was very confident on that. That's so rude.
Right.
Kidding! Everyone's gonna think you're so mean to her. It's a joke.
We'll talk about that later.
We will.
Don't worry. I'll write it in my diary.
I look like a dad going on vacation with his daughter. Oh, shoot. This thing sucks these days. Title. I'm like, wait, what? Entitled brides ruin their wedding day part 5? Oh, f***. Okay. Oh, I have some in my eye.
Oh no.
It's making me blind. I hate that. Ow! Okay, is it my turn? Great. I have something in my eye. I can't read.
Not the jazz band.
They don't care what color the jazz thing is. Whatever you play at weddings.
I mean, just lick it off your hands.
I need it off the floor.
Give me whatever smashed biscuit left.
Literally.
I'll take care of that, don't worry.
These make me never want to get married because I'm worried that one day I'm gonna be one of these stories. That would never happen. I'm not insane in that way, just a entirely different way. Also, like, don't, in, you know, whatever religion you're in, don't you just have to be like, hey, sorry, and then God's supposed to be like, it's okay, and then boom, you're pure again. I don't know if that's how that works, but that's what I see in the movies. So I'm like, what's the issue here? Just say you're sorry and let's get this party going. Oh God, 3 marriages. I don't even know if I can do 1, y'all. Nothing worse. I love these, like, well, I don't love them, like, that's a little aggressive, but like, they got divorced shortly after. I'm like, yeah, it's clear why, you know? Anyway, I'm exhausted and I am bone tired. Wow, okay, we're gonna start that one from the top.
Hi, Fuzzy. It's a fuzzy shirt. It was $5.
No, it's not itchy. It's so soft. Ooh. What do I know? I'm not married or divorced. I'll probably be both though. I'm kidding. Divorce runs in my family quite high. And that's a fact. I ain't got no shame. Da, da, da. Oh, it sounded like you just threw up in your mouth. Who's marrying this woman? I feel bad for the grooms. I really do. Like, this is who you're marrying? Solid. Good wife. You know what? This gives me hope though, because if they can find husbands, I have faith for myself. Although the perverts probably care. Ew, Chris. Oh God, I don't even want to touch my own. I would walk on ankles if I could. I've told you that. I wish God or whoever created my body, evolution, they just stopped and I had a nub. And there was no feet. And we just could walk like that. They're pics? Okay.
Okie dokie, lots of reading, okay?
Plus, I don't like the whole garter thing. That's creepy. I don't need my father to watch my man go up my dress and remove the garter with their mouth. That's literally like pornography.
Well, and that's the end of the video.
And that's it. That's all the clips we have for today.
Yay, internet!
Okay. I gotta get a little closer. Oh, okay.